Hello guys, good day to you all. Welcome to my channel. The government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I have never seen them this swift in responding to issues. Like if they had been this swift from the very beginning, I'm sure we wouldn't have had security challenges the level we have it right now. Since yesterday, in less than 24 hours that Donald Trump designated Nigeria finally a country of particular concern, I saw the press statement from the federal government. And they are sounding like they've been doing something to tackle the whole insecurity, the whole killing of Christians in Nigeria. In fact, to me, itself, killings in general, be it a Christian, be it a Muslim. They just sounded in their this like they are fighting to do it. They are fighting to do it, to handle it, but every day we keep having these challenges. I just hope that this whole thing will keep them on their toes. Donald Trump yesterday, which I'll be reading to you in a jiffy, the president of the US took to his X handle, to release a statement. And the thing is that it doesn't just end in designating Nigeria a country of particular concern. It's the fact that, okay, there are other measures, that might likely follow suit in this whole thing. And the fear of the Nigerian government, which of course Ali Ndume has raised, recently in one of his interview, is the fact that, okay, we get weapons from these individuals. And I said what I said the last time. I said they've been getting weapons, which is their particular concern, all this while, yet they've not been able to handle the situation. They've not been able to do so. Just yesterday here, I read of report of, a new particular group. They call themselves, Jenim. That's their acronym. They are residents in Kwara State. And according to report, allegedly, they killed some, people. So how are you tackling the whole issue when we see almost on daily basis, or here even on daily basis, kidnap? If we don't see video, we get to read on papers. Kidnap, killings here and there. I see different reaction. In fact, they try to create it, give the impression that probably some people, try to push a narrative that the genocide is happening. And according to them, maybe it's not happening. When something is happening, it's happening. We just have to call a spade a spade. One of the clergies that was killed recently is about to be buried. In Kaduna, just the other day here, I read on the pages of paper that, oh, this is what happened, oh, they adopted a clergyman, oh, the wife, oh, and some other people. And then you want to rule out the fact that this thing is not happening. Nobody needs to go tell people anything. They are seeing clearly what is happening. I sure do want to hope that this is going to be a wake-up call for the Nigerian leaders. It's going to be a wake-up call for them to handle this thing. If there are sponsors to these things, deal with these people. It's as good as that. They don't talk, say, Abide, the way the US can't help them do the thing. Are they waiting for the US government to help them do the stuff? As much as this is saddening, this is saddening, the truth remains that something needs to be done. At least, let it keep the government of the day on their toes. This government where they complain now about US government doing this one, doing this one. Is it not the same APC that worked with the same US government during the time of the Obama? Not be the same people. All of a sudden, they are looking at the US with a certain kind of eyes. I'm going to read out what, was reported. And of course, I'm going to start also by showing you the video of, Garba Alawa reacting to the US designating Nigeria a country of particular concern. Before I come back, to take a look at the FG reply and, of course, people's reaction. Donald J. Trump, Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. But that is the least of it. When Christians or any such group is slaughtered like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 476 worldwide. Something must be done. I am asking Congressman Really Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriation Committee, to immediately look into this matter and report back to me. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world.
The United States designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern for the purpose of genocide against Christian population. This means that the US is now going to start official procedural proceedings against Nigeria in some strategic interests where Nigeria is a concern, especially in the area of weapons deployment, because they believe that some of the official weapons that is being supplied to Nigeria find its way into the hands of these terrorists that are committing such genocide. So an action is going to be taken against them. One of the sorts of concern with that designation is that the President of the United States, Donald Trump, is not just standing on the CPC designation. He is also requesting that the House Appropriation Committee chairman and some of the committee responsible, like Tom Riley, to sit down and come back and report to him. And he claims that he will not stand idle by to see fellow Christians are being killed in Nigeria. Most possibly, there is a program or a plan for the boots to be on the ground in order to help prevent the genocide. Most possibly, this is also one of the factors that they are likely going to consider. It means that the general failure of Nigerian leadership may lead to the US boots on the ground in Nigerian soil. And this is very, very damaging to this country. So it means that there is a general vote of no confidence on the current leadership system of the country. They believe that there is a general failure of leadership to provide security of life and property, and that they must do something extra to be able to help in provision of this protection for the life and property of some of the citizens in Nigeria that they're concerned about, especially the Christians. And I believe that's what it's trying to do. So here is what I want to say. The Muslims in this country should not see this as a direct attack against them. Rather, it's a direct attack against the militant terrorist organization. So, and there should be no issue of anger pointed towards some Christian population simply because of this is happening, but rather there should be a general consensus and understanding between the citizens of Nigeria so that we should all understand that there is a failure of leadership in the country, especially the political leadership and the security leadership, to provide the necessary protection that is required for a peaceful and prosperous society. And that is what led us to this problem. So the problem should be viewed from the lens of being generic, not from the lens of being religious division, that will lead to religious division between the Christians and the Muslims. And do not forget, the only interest group that went to the United States to present in the US Congress this concern are the Christian population. Possibly, if there is a Muslim population's delegation that also found their way to the Congress and expressed concern about the genocidal killings that takes place against Muslim population in Nigeria by the same terrorists, maybe that designation will have also happened. So we shouldn't tag it as one religion trying to confront the other, or Christians are trying to confront the Muslims in Nigeria. No, we should see it as the citizens that are supposed to be protected by the security and the leadership of the state that has failed, and that is why the US is trying to do that. And the US is likely doing that because only the Christian population went and reported the issue, to the Congress. Should the Muslim also go and report, they may likely be designated. So this should not instigate any religious differences in Nigeria, but rather it is something that all of us share, that there is a general failure of leadership both in the political class, most especially the political class, then of course also the security, particularly the political class, because the political class are supposed to provide all the necessary resources for the security to function. But the political class has failed to provide these things, focus on corruption and stealing, and that is why the security are failing, which is leading to the massive rise and general killings by the terrorists. So this should not instigate the citizens against one another. Rather, we know where the problem is. It's coming from the failure of the political class. Thank you.
I can't believe a day would come where I would take Adamu Garuba's message serious. Today, I'm taking the message and leaving the messenger. Because if I'm to look at the messenger, I'm telling you the truth. What he said here is correct. But he has also contributed to the problem. Is he not rather part of those that said, okay, these are the freedom fighters? He's one of those. So if he had spoken in a very reasonable manner when this whole thing started, I am sure we wouldn't have gotten to where we are. The government of Nigeria never fail. I'm telling you, I don't think we would have seen Nigeria being designated a country of particular concern. They have failed. I was just going through what they wrote, which I will be reading in a jiffy. They made it sound like they've been putting effort to tackle the issue. Please, what effort exactly have they been putting? Because the whole thing is like every day the matter that borders on killing escalates. Every single day. There's hardly a day that goes by that you don't hear about killing somewhere. There's hardly a day. And you think these individuals don't get to see this thing. The government of Nigeria, in this administration, not be saying they see they have failed. Let's call a spade a spade. It get people where go be say it doesn't matter if they wipe the entire people at a go. Wipe them out. Zulum said, oh, they now use drone. I'm just trying to raise alarm to warn the federal government. Well, how did they get the drone? Who is the supplier of all these people? Who is funding them? Not me to find where cut the source of their funding. You find a way to cut it. Even if it means killing the individuals, executing them publicly. Whoever wants to put this thing that the Christians are trying to fight the Muslims, that's the person trying to cause a division. They're not do and say the Christians know they try fight Muslims. We've been coexisting way before now. Everybody, they practicing religion in peace. So I don't know what the problem is. Anybody that wants to view it with that eye, looking at it from that angle, sure do have a problem. And the person should be brought out and be punished, because Christians are not trying to fight the Muslims. The Muslims too, it's not as if they're trying to fight the Christians, because I have seen people condemning this whole act. So it's a group of individuals that are being sponsored by God knows who to cause so much chaos for whatever thing they want to achieve. I don't know. And the government has failed in handling the matter. Hence, the seek of help from outside. And if this is what is going to help solve the problem, so be it. So be it. Did they not know that their failure to handle the issue will result to something else? This denial is not going to solve anything. All this denial by the government that no such thing is happening is not going to solve anything. Because this same leader has also condemned this same thing during the time of Jonathan. So how come all of a sudden you are denying that no such thing is happening when it don't even escalate under your watch? I just hope that these people understand that this whole thing is not to cause further division, because we cannot deny that there is no division here. This same division created by these same leaders themselves. If they want, if they really want this US government to take them seriously, then they should start handling this matter. Who are the sponsors of all these things? So you care so much about the weapons being given to you, yet you don't safeguard these weapons. How did they find their way up? Not me talking. People like we've heard the soldiers countless times talk about these things. How did they find their way, these weapons, into the hands of these groups? You want weapon, the same weapon you have not been able to use. That is what I said the last time. They no see this weapon, they them important. Yet they never use the weapon, they fight to end this thing. Something they can end in one day. If they want to. Who are those asking the soldiers to retreat? The moment they want to, finish those people up. Who are those people? How many times Daud Alawa don't talk about this whole thing? How his hand is being tied. There is always order from above. How many times? Who are those behind all these things? And then all of a sudden you are running helter skelter. You don't run now the release statement. When this whole thing, they are avoidable things. If you had done the needful. I just read the statement and I just had to shake my head. I don't see panic mode there as much as they're trying to act calm. I'm going to read what the presidency released to that effect, and of course take one or two social media reactions.
The federal government has noted recent statements by the United States of America on religious freedom in Nigeria. We remain committed in our resolve to tackle the violent extremism that is fueled by special interests who have helped drive such decay and division in countries across the intersecting West Africa and Sahel regions. We mourn all the victims of violent extremism and salute our armed forces as they continue to fight against vicious but cowardly foes. The federal government of Nigeria will continue to defend all citizens, irrespective of race, creed, or religion. Like America, Nigeria has no option but to celebrate the diversity that is our greatest strength. Nigeria is a God-fearing country where we respect faith, tolerance, diversity, and inclusion in concurrence with the rules-based international order the U.S. has been, and we trust will always remain a close ally, because the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will maintain our laser focus and steadfast commitment to all partners who believe in genuine peace, stability, freedom, and democracy. Now, here's a response from Bashir. Finally, some of our own countrymen, with the help of certain US officials, have landed us in this mess. Nigeria has almost solely relied on the United States in its fight against terrorism, purchasing the majority of our sophisticated weapons from them. Now, with the new sanctions, how are we supposed to effectively confront the very same terrorists committing these atrocities? Shegun Ajayi saying, when Americans were good people, God will punish you APC influencers and pseudo-intellectuals acting as if it wasn't the same APC that invited the US into our affairs before 2015. You can only fool the foolish. Patrick saying, the same Nigerian government that kills its citizens daily is the same government that fails to protect the lives and property of Nigerians. Rubbish write-up, stop the genocide of Christians in Nigeria.
There are things that one expects of any leader. The security, the safety of the people, be it a Muslim, be it a Christian, is of paramount importance. It's one of the duties of the government. Yet, these people failed woefully in that area. How many times have you seen them, even within the Senate, have you seen them react to videos that has gone viral, making some Nigerians to weep for communities? How many times have you seen them react? But they are swift to approve loan, swift to things like this, swift to something that will threaten their welfare, but not the one that has to do with the citizens. And you think there are no people watching. Yet some people feel this is all, to tarnish the image of the Tinubu's administration. Where is the image in the first place? What impression have they created from the beginning? What impression are we seeing now of this government? Let's tell ourselves the truth. If not oppression, suppression. We are here, 2026 never reached. We don't hear of, there's already tax waiting for the people. And then I'm hearing of 15% or reading of 15% tax. Possibly there's going to be, skyrocketing of fuel price to over 1,000 naira as a result of the so-called 15% tax. So it means we should expect more suffering. The most annoying part of all this is that you don't even get to see what the government is doing with all these things. Yet they prepare to even go and borrow and add to the one we already have. Please, if you are telling yourself the truth, forget all this data money that they give you. You will know that the government of the day is not in any way making things better for the average Nigerian. Everybody's life matters. But that does not mean Christians are not being killed. If you watch the video of the reverend, the clergyman the last time, when he was doing the mass burial, he asked the question, the people being buried there, is there any Muslim there? No. People there will want to achieve one agenda has been alleged. And instead of you to find a way to punish these individuals, bring them out, let them go and dance to the tune before the international court. You are busy trying to deny what's happening. You deny today, the next day we read of more things, more that happens. So who is fooling who at the end of the day? Just do the needful. May nobody they kidnap again. Let there be no killing of people. It's as simple as ABC. Whoever is trying to push a narrative that the Christians are trying to fight the Muslim, the person is seriously trying to cause further division. Because that's not the intention. The intention is for all this nonsense to stop. The people who are behind it to be punished. It's as simple as that. I don't know what the problem of some of Nigerian leaders are. I don't know what the problem is. The federal government, they fail to protect people for Nigeria here. Then they fail. Muslim, Christians, they have failed and failed woefully. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Thank you so much. Please do leave your opinion in the comment section. Kindly subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so, click on the notification bell the moment you subscribe. That way you get to know as soon as I publish. Thank you so much, guys, for all the love. Thank you for the immense support. God bless you richly. Do enjoy the rest of your day and see you guys in my other videos.